Good morning. Um, Thank you so much for all the comments yesterday. After I did the Q&A video, right? I'm like, what? The comments start flooding in with a lot of questions. So I felt that if I don't go through them and go through this with you guys, I'm not going to be able to catch up with all of them. Alright? So let's begin, shall we? Alright. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, another thing. When I did it for the first time, right, I went into the comments section and I didn't realize that YouTube only shows me comments that I haven't responded to. So that means if on the phone I already like your comment or replied or something, right, they won't show it there. So for all the comments that came in after I post up that video, I try not to touch them. That's why I didn't reply. And then now we're going to go through and reply. Alright? Okay, from Peter Ambrose. From 2019 onwards, all BMW only have a 3-month connected drive subscription compared to 3 years ago. Well, I guess it's a cost for them. If not many people are using it, then in some ways they have to cut down the cost. See, the problem with Malaysians is that we want cars to be cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. In our minds, there's no cheapest, there's only cheaper, right? So you cannot blame the car maker from removing this and that, because that's what the market wants these days, right? We want high spec, low price. There's no such thing as that, right? You can't go to a furniture shop and then you want your sofa, your bed and all that, and then, but you want to pay less. So no choice. I like this question. Any advice for someone who is wanting to step into high displacement cars? I just did that. How do you overcome the doubts? And how is your experience with the RS6 and the Repeat? Alright, I'll give you a big like on the comment, and then I'll just answer it here, then maybe I'll type it there so that other people can see it. Okay, how do I overcome the doubts? I kid you not, it took me almost a year of constant figuring out, because right before that, I can't even accept the road tax of a 3.5 litre. To me, it's like 2 litre 380 ringgit, yes, and then 3 litre 2001. That's almost the max that any logical person will be willing to pay. And then anything beyond that is just a bit mind-boggling. But as I come to think about it, my condo maintenance, the maintenance fees are close to 900 ringgit a month. And maybe I swim 4 times a year, you know. So 900 ringgit a month, right, is like 10,000 plus a year. So every time I jump into the pool, it's 2,500 ringgit. It's like 2,005. I mean, to put it into perspective. So then when I think about it, cars is something we use every day. So as I ponder through this thought, right, then I had this idea of I really wanted to hope that one day I can drive from Malaysia to UK. And then because as you pass 35 years old, you will realize how short life is. Really. You see, I mean, I'm gonna drag on a bit. Let's treat it like a chatting session, okay? We graduated about 19 years old, 18, 19 years old. Then we go into college. Then as you come out, you are about 22 years old or 23. Then you start working, right? You get paid 1,000 plus or 2K. And then you work for 2 years. Hopefully you get promoted or you switch jobs, you jump around. And then without knowing it, right, by the time you are 27, 28, you are almost about getting married, the kind of age to get married. And then you start preparing, saving money or whatever. You met the girl that you really want to marry. And then as you get married, you're 30 plus. Then you have your kid. without knowing it, all of a sudden you are at 35, 36 years old. And that's when you start feeling life is short. Why? Because in your memory, the day you graduated is still rather fresh. And all of a sudden you are near 40, and your kids are running around, and then you started noticing that your stamina runs low. You can't run as fast, you can't jump as high, you're getting fatter and fatter, and one day your dick might just not go up. Luckily I haven't but it's true, these things will happen. And nowadays I look at my camera, I look at myself, my videos, right? It's like, hey, my face is dropping, you know? This kind of stuff happens, and then you want to do certain things. I guess that's where the what people call midlife crisis comes in, right? So you want to do things that you wanted. So okay, coming back to that. So when I thought I want to drive from Malaysia to London, I thought, okay, maybe, you know, the first thing that people have in mind would be cars like Pajero, Prado, right? Or if you want something cooler, an FJ Cruiser, right? These are hard-wearing Toyotas, you know, Japanese cars. They sure can make the trip if you don't get killed, huh? Then suddenly I'm like, who couldn't do it in those cars, right? Then as a car lover myself, I'm sad that V12 engines are gonna go away. So I start thinking, I want to do it in a V12. But then V12s are so expensive, their road taxes are so crazy, right? A 6-liter road tax is 15,000. So it's just so hard to get over it, until one day you start to figure, the more you think about it, right? You only pay once a year, and if you look at your expenditures, like my brother, he would have easily spent, I mean, he loves going out to pubs and all that with his friends, right? He would have easily spent 3,000-4,000 ringgit on his pub sessions per month. So when I think about it, I'm what kind of person? I stay at home. After work, home. After work, home. Do I have shopping habits? None. Do I like to buy stuff? No. Some people buy, this year they will buy one watch, maybe it's 12,000. Next year maybe they'll buy another watch, 15,000. Another year, you know, 12, 13, 12, 13, and then they're full of watches and all that. But you only wear one watch at one time. So I think about myself, I only have one watch. For those of you who ask, this is a Casio MTG. Alright, I only have one. And it's a birthday gift from my wife. So then I was like, okay, per day 50 ringgit, that would made up the money needed for a 6-liter car. So if you open a bank account and you auto debit 50 ringgit every day, by the end of the year you would have done with your road tax, right? And you treat road tax as a contribution to the government. One 6-liter car is equal to how many 2-liter cars out there. You are making your own contribution for road tax. Then the government can use the money and all that. But of course I hope the government recognize that part as a tax contribution as well, because that's a huge tax contribution. A 6-liter car, your tax contribution may be more than a lot of salarymen out there, right? So it's part of our responsibility, in a way, to contribute back. Yes, it's a larger displacement car, but all in all, if you just take it as a annual thing, you look at it as a contribution to society. In a way it is, right? In a way it is. You just look at, you drive a 2-liter car, you drive for 10 years, you contribute 3,800 ringgit. You drive for 20 years, you contributed 7,600 ringgit. You drive for 40 years, then only you sort of match the road tax of 1 year of a 6-liter car. So in a way, people who drive 6-liter cars, they are contributing 40 years more of road tax to the government, in a way. Alright, so yeah, in terms of service, road tax and maintenance, actually I'm not so afraid with the service and road tax, because when you think about it, let's say a 6-cylinder car, right? A 6-cylinder car, in terms of oil change, maybe slightly more than a 2-liter car. 2-liter car, maybe if you're lucky, one bottle 4 liters is enough. Most of the time they need 5 liters, so you have 1 plus, right? And a 3-liter car, again 1.5 bottle. 6-liter car, maybe you use two bottles, right? And after that, it's the same. You have one alternator, whether you are a 2-liter car or a 6-liter car, right? You have a fuel pump, yeah, and then the differences would be when you change your spark plugs lah, right? If you are the kind like me, when one spark plug fail or going to fail, I'm gonna change all. But spark plugs are 80 ringgit or 90, right? Yes, there's a difference between 6 versus 12, but it's not something you change every year, provided you're a Ferrari lah, huh? And then you have coil packs. Coil packs, my BMW coil packs are like 120 ringgit each, and spark plugs are like 80-90 ringgit each. So 6 cylinders, 1 cylinder is about 200 ringgit. 6 cylinders will be 1,002. If it's 12, logically you times 2 lah. But then of course Aston will charge you more for their parts. So that's how I think about it. Like a 6-cylinder engine versus an 8-cylinder engine, there's only 2 cylinders more, you know. Other than that, most of the components are largely the same. So but of course I just got them. I'm not sure if I'll survive the bomb later. I'm not sure. Alright, okay. Blah 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 blah. Okay, if you like where's all the questions? I thought I saw a lot of questions yesterday after I posted up the video. That's weird. Where did they all go? Is it the newest comments? I thought I saw a lot of comments coming in asking me. Oh, Bobby, would you choose an Infiniti QX70? I think that's the big one, right? The one that looks like a monster one. Oh, dude, if you're okay with paying the road tax of a 3.7, oh, it's an SUV. SUV should be half price. 3.7 liter, it's a full-size SUV, hence it's a half price. If you're ready for the road tax, go for it, man. This car handles so well. I was surprised by the Infiniti QX70 when I went for the test drive of the the Q60 coupe, because they don't have that many cars. Not all of us get to drive the Q60. They can't prepare a whole fleet of Q60, so they have to rotate us around the cars, right? I tell you, everybody who has never driven the QX70 came off surprised the most about the car, because there is just that inherent smoothness of the Nissan don't know what VQ whatever engine, the 3.7 liter engine. It's just so smooth, so revvy, so happy to rev. It's a very nice engine, and the handling of the car is so nice. The problem with the QX70 is that it has the size of a Cayenne, but interior room closer to a Macan, maybe even tighter. It's so tight inside there, but the car looks great. Alright, it is a very unique car. So, hi Bobby, would you choose this over a CX5 and X70? Yes, I will, because this is a rare car. This is something fun, and it's rear biased. Why the QX70 handles so well? It is built on the platform of the 370Z. I'm not joking there. Alright, it is built on the 370Z platform. So take it as a rear-wheel drive bias, fair lady base SUV. Alright? Sifu, I have a budget of 140k. What's your opinion? CX5, CRV, or a used Toyota Fortuner, or used older Toyota Harrier? Older Toyota Harrier? What do you mean older? Can't be too old, right? 140k. Now, provided you love off-road, which you can go for the Fortuner, because it can really do off-road. But from your questions, I don't think you are someone who does off-road. Because your other considerations are CX5, CRV and all that. I would say go for the Harrier. First of all, they are Toyotas, right? And it's okay to buy an old Toyota, because especially a Toyota that started off as a luxury car, Harrier, Crown and all that, right? They last very long, and the Harrier is just so comfortable, especially the rear seats. And then the interior is beautiful. Of course, if it is a recon unit, which likely it is, because 140k, I don't think the local ones has dropped until that price point. Yeah, of course, a new CX5 is, yeah, that's a. The CX5 handles better than the Harrier. And I'm assuming you're talking about the 2-liter NA Harrier here, not the 2-liter turbo. Turbo shouldn't be 140k yet. CX5 is also NA, but the Mazda NA 2-liter engine is superior to the Toyota 2-liter NA. And gearbox, transmission and all that. Objectively speaking, spec by spec, paper by paper, left brain mindset, the CX5 is superior to the Harrier in every way. Harrier rear seats are superior than the CX5. Overall finishing in the car is also very, very nice. CX5, again, I said mostly concentrated to the front part. So either the Harrier or the CX5, I would say. Alright, CRV is the bang for buck choice. CRV is huge, just huge, but the interior is pretty. Cannot the interior. It's well designed, but the finishing is just. Yeah, performance is good. The CRV. Okay. Again. Blah 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 blah. Why? I thought I saw a lot of new comments. Oh shit. Where did it go? Hi Bobby, what's your opinion on the X6 2012 to 2014? What's the price now? 100? Yeah, 100. What's my opinion on this X6? Wait, is this the second gen or the first gen? Oh, this is the first gen, right? This is the first gen. Yeah. Handsome car. 2012-13, you'll get a lot of interior noises. Click, clack, click, clack. Why? If you look at BMW, right? This X6, even the second one, now we have the third one, right? When they construct the interior, it's made up of too many parts. You have one plastic panel here, another here, another here, another there, another there. Right? There are so many parts making up one dashboard. And over time, they create noise. So this is unavoidable. But of course, if you found one when you test drive, go over rough surfaces, and if it's alright, then go ahead, right? I wonder what's the price of an X6M now. BMW X6M. Damn! Are you kidding me? Cannot be, right? 2011 BMW X6M, 4.4 liter, 168,000. Are you kidding me? Is this a real M? It is. Get the M. It's 4.4 liters, but this is an SUV, a full-size SUV, so you get a half-price road tax. Yeah, don't ask me why, but that's how Malaysia is. All right. So let's say 4,400 cc is 8,430 ringgit, but if it is an SUV, it's 3,008. 3,008. Get the X6M, please. Of course, maintenance will be higher, but if you're going for the 3-liter turbo, by all means, all right, it's good. It's a good car. It's just that it's a good-looking car for what it is, and I think it's more handsome than the Cayenne. And at this price point, 110 to 150, 150 you get an M, 110 you get a 3-liter turbo. Yeah, why not? Diesel, if it is the diesel, I see a lot of diesels out there. Diesel, just that era, no lah, no lah, no lah. Our diesel fuel. Alright, okay, did I answer this question? Okay, I already answered this question. This is weird. I thought I saw a lot of new comments who came in. Bobby, FK8R or Megane RS? Now, I am a big fan of the FD2R. In terms of the FK8R, I'm not that big of a fan. Yes, there's a lot of hoo-ha out there. A lot of people love it, the design and all that. But I just felt this car has become just a Golf R manual without the 4-wheel drive. So I don't know, man. And I'm sure it is a fantastic car. Honda knows their shit. But I just felt this round, when they built the FK8R, 60% of how the car ends up is marketing. 40% is the drive. Whereas FD2R is like 99.99% is for the drive. So the Megane RS, I love the Megane RS, the first one. Or no. First one I love it, but I hate the interior. The second one I love it, both inside out, everything. Now the third one, love the exterior, not so much the dashboard, but the drive is fantastic. It makes you feel edgy. It's the kind of feeling that the FK8R don't. The FK8R makes you want to cruise. It's so comfortable, relatively quiet, you know. So yeah. And all the fake bits doesn't help lah. Of course, at first everybody thought it's real. Okay, Bobby, sub 200k to 300k fun driving fast car. Don't want a 2-liter and below. Rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, Continental, 5 years car or newer. Want to upgrade from my 325 E90. Bro, Faiz, go for the M3 or M4. It's within your budget. It is a manic car. It's mental. It's 3-liter turbo, and it's a fantastic drive from your E90. Okay, the problem with a BMW owner with this kind of request, you know, he's a keen driver. I can't really persuade or tell him to go for an Audi, because Audis drive so differently. Most people who are used to BMW driving wouldn't like an Audi if it is their one and only car for fast driving fun and all that, because the Audi would be exceptional in cruising, in comfort, in day-to-day usage. But if you're talking about weekend drives and all that, right, a Beamer is more fun, definitely. But I wouldn't review it like how the British, you know, they would just tell you, oh, get a BMW, it's more fun to drive. But they didn't tell you it's day-to-day or weekend drives. Weekend drives, BMWs are superior. Day-to-day, Audis are brilliant, right? So you can't just lump both of them up and say it's more fun to drive. Yeah. So Faiz, Haikal, get the M3 or M4. Seriously. What other cars are within your price range? 200 to 300,000, you can buy a lot of Panameras. It's fun to drive, it's fantastic in cruising, but I'm not sure you're ready to upsize your car from driving a car to the feeling of driving a bus, even though it's a very fast bus, right? The Panameras handle really well. They have a lot of sophisticated componentry underneath, expensive, and complicated, but a lot of people know how to fix them now. A lot of parts available, and they depreciate like mad. So 300,000, you'll be looking at a 2015 car. Let's see. I'm just guessing. 2015 Porsche Panamera. There you go, 300k. 3.6, no lah, don't lah. Okay, the 3.6 is very reliable, but it has no push. It's a slow car. You don't want to drive a Porsche and then get chased off the fast lane by another Beamer or something, right? 2014 Panamera 4.8 turbo? No way, you're cheating. That's a cheat this thing. Another problem with Porsches in that era is that you have very few engine choices. You have the 3.6 and then the 4.8 NA and then the 4.8 turbo. So there are few choices. No lah, bro, go for the M4, M3. Of course, the M5 is within your budget as well. The F10 M5 is below 200k. Your budget of 200 to 300k, you can even buy the M6. But the M6 won't be as fun to drive as an M3 or M4. Alright? And your budget, if it's not a family car, you can buy a 911 for 200 to 300,000. You can buy a lot of Aston Martins as well, but those are cash buys lah. Okay, Bobby, Golf R i30N or Megane RS. Now I haven't driven the Hyundai i30N. I heard so many great reviews about it. There's one thing I want to remind everybody. It is this. Do not for a second forget the fact that whatever Hyundai i30N or Megane RS or Civic Type R or Golf R, all this, right? Yes, they're all at about 300 horsepower. Don't forget, all these cars, they used to be simple C-segment cars. Okay? They are Civics, they are Golfs, they are Hyundai i30s. These are simple C-segment cars. Yes, they have all the go fast bits and a lot of Nürburgring blah 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 marketing hype. But at the end of the day, it is just a 300 horsepower C-segment hatch. Alright? But all of them are trying to sell you at 300,000 ringgit. The thing is this, be it you drive a Golf R or an i30N or a Megane RS, right? Provided you tell me every day you go to the track. But none of this comes with track ready brake pads or whatever, you know. And the fact is this, when they isolate the car, put them in Nürburgring, put a professional driver inside there and push the Nürburgring times, you think those are times that you can achieve? No. And will you drive like that on day-to-day roads? No. So after you buy the car, right, it is still your everyday car. But then you paid 300,000 ringgit for it. And you are a car guy. Then only you pay this kind of money for this kind of car, right? And since you're a car guy, you're not someone who's afraid of fixing your cars. So what's wrong with a used A45? Because the A45, at the end of the day, right, in terms of pushing that base car to extremities, the A45 really achieve something in terms of engineering purity, right? That's why I still think the A45, be it a new or used one, is still more worth buying than these boys. These boys are great. Golf R, Megane RS, Civic Type R, i30N, these boys are fantastic, but not at this price. 300,000. To me, if your base car is 120, 130,000, this is a performance model. At best, 240, maybe. You know, 300 is a bit stretching it, to be honest. Really stretching it. Just think about it this way. A BMW 2-liter turbo that pushes 252 horsepower with all the specs, all that thing, all the luxury, rear-wheel drive and all that, right? They're only asking 240, 250k. I mean, back then during the F30 era lah, right? Now it's the G20 era. They're asking what, 280? And that's a lot more car than these. Yes, these has the go fast bits again. You have that excitement, but all of them are overpriced. But to me, I mean, if you want to ask which one to go for, I haven't driven the i30N again, and I really enjoyed driving the Megane RS, and the Golf R is just crazy fast, 4-wheel drive. I don't know, man. All are good, all are overpriced. Alright. Hi Bobby. Compare between the 2.5 CX5 turbo and the CRV 1.5 turbo and the Proton X70. Proton X70 is the king of bang for bucks, and the CX5 2.5 turbo has removed every single bang for buck that the CX5 has gained, because it's priced at almost 200,000 ringgit, right? Compared to CX5, you can get it at an early 130 or 140,000. So it's a lot more expensive. You can actually, Mazda should just brand the. See, it's the same scenario, guys. You look at it, it's the same scenario, right? CX5 has a normal 2-liter variant, and Mazda just called this a 2.5 turbo. They didn't call it a Mazda CX5 RS and then sell you at 300,000 ringgit. They didn't call it a Mazda CX5 Mazda Speed, you know, or MPS. If Mazda calls the CX5 2.5 turbo an MPS, you think people won't pay 280,000 ringgit, 300,000 ringgit for it? You know, with a lot of body kits, lowered ride height, larger rims, red caliper, some rear wing tip. You get what I mean or not? All these little bits are for them to overprice the car, overcharge you. Mazda just call it a 2.5 turbo and then still sells you at a reasonable price point. Alright? CRV 1.5 turbo, again, CRV is just huge. I don't like the design. I don't think it looks good. Some people like it. Some robot look, right? CS5 is really elegant, and then the X70 is just bang for buck. You can't. In fact, the X70 is the one that rides the most like a European premium car when you're on the highway. And a new Volvo XC40 versus a pre-owned XC60 T8. Again, when it comes to hybrids, let's assume no further complications. The XC60 T8 is way more accomplished premium car than the XC40 is. The XC40 was designed to be sporty, younger, you know, but the XC40 out-handles the XC60. The handling of the XC40 is so good, so good. It even out-handles the BMW X2. So the XC40 is, and in terms, if you ask me which one I like more, I like the XC40 more. And if you look at the segment, XC40 versus GLA versus X1, the XC40 doesn't even need specs or what kind of engine horsepower output, or whether hybrid or non-hybrid or whatever. It is a car within Volvo's lineup. See, Volvo has two cars within their lineup. that doesn't need price or spec to win over its competitors, XC90 and XC40. For the XC60 and the S90, if not for the local spec and hybrid price point, it is not superior to its competitors. XC60, if you throw away all the specs, you throw away the engine, T8 400 horsepower and all that, right? You just look at the car itself, it is not superior to the X3. But in Malaysia, because of pricing and specifications, it is the choice. You get what I mean? That's a difference. XC40 is superior to GLA, is superior to the X1 in every way, with or without the high power engine or specifications. Alright? I think I'm dragging this video too long again. Hi Bobby. Choosing between 325i, 328i versus a 335i. I'll put it this way. 2.5, 6-cylinder NA, yes, it's smooth. 2.8, almost near 3-liter road tax, smooth, yes. 335i, 3-liter turbo. Which one would I go for? Of course, it's the 335i. You see, 2.5 6-cylinder, your engine block will not be any lighter from a 3-liter turbo. Of course, turbo has the pipings and all that. It's gonna be slightly heavier lah, but you get a lot more power. And if you bought the 325i, 328i, after about 6-7 months, when you get bored of the power and you can't do anything with it. Whereas if you get a 335i, you enjoy your 306 horsepower for 1 year, and then the second year you tune your car, you can get a DNA tune or something, and then you're pushing 350, 70 horsepower stage 1, and then your torque goes up to what? I don't know, 500 newtons. And then after that you can go stage 2. See? So go for the 335i. Yeah. Whenever you get bored, it's a new car. Whenever you get bored, it's a new car. You get that option. 325, 328, you can't. Alright? See, Con is bored of his power now. He didn't tell me lah. Joking. Okay. How about a 2014-15 Mazda 3 versus a 2014 BMW F30? Now the 2014-15 Mazda 3 will be the previous generation, the first Sky Active. Yes, the BMW is superior. Better car. A lot of car for its money. Yeah, go for the BMW 320i. And the 320i engine is actually very, very, very similar to the 328i, which means you can tune it up to 250 horsepower. Yeah, go do it. Okay, looking for S2000, please reply if you have. Actually, it's very easy. You show your 300,000 ringgit cash, you get your S2000s coming to you already. There are a lot of people who are thinking of letting go of their S2000, but because the market value has gone up to 250 to 300,000 ringgit, if you prepare your cash, people will come. Alright? Blah 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 blah. Hi Bobby, I'm currently driving a Mazda 2 and I want to upgrade to either a 2014 Lexus GS250 or a 2014 reconditioned Mark X. Now in terms of looks, I think the Mark X looks much better than the Lexus GS, but when you go into the interior, this generation Mark X, the 2014 generation Mark X, the interior is not good looking. So it's just the exterior that's good looking. So I would go for the GS, Lexus GS 2014. A brilliant car, comfortable, luxurious, drives really well, and that stupid fake noise. That is just funny. It's just hilarious. It's a 2.5 NA. When you tekan in your car, non-stop. Okay. Hi Bobby, I'm considering between a C43 AMG Coupe. Ooh. and an Audi S5, as lovely as the M4 would be, I prefer not associating myself with that brand. If you haven't got the notice, the bad association with BMW drivers, that kind of aggressive, hyper aggressive, LCLY, 蓝喜蓝油, BMW kind of, flip the collar, that kind of people, 10 years ago they already switched to Audis. And about 2 years ago, all of them began switching to Mercedes. Okay lah. Alright. I'm also looking at the Ghibli. I'm just afraid that luxury Italian cars may be an endless money pit. Oh, wide choices here. I wouldn't mind getting an Audi R8. Actually, I'm looking for a car that you don't see everywhere. Actually, if you're okay with the R8, just go for the R8, right? Because at the first place, it is a mid-engine supercar, and the driving sensation see, put it this way. Okay, let you buy a C43 AMG or an Audi S5 or a BMW M4, right? The first month, second month, once in a while you see some other car, then you become, right? The third month onwards, fourth, fifth, provided you join some weekend drives, you're not going to drive like that anymore. So from the 6 months onwards, your C43, your Audi S5, you will drive it like your Audi 1.8T. You will drive it like your C200. But an R8 being a supercar, as what it is, every morning you walk towards your car, or every time you turn your car to a reflecting glass mirror, when you turn, then you look up on your passenger window, you see the reflection, you'll be like, wow, that kind of shape. And then the engine is behind you, then the sound, the kind of sensation is so different. Because the way you sit in an R8 is already different from the way you sit in a passenger car. So the whole sensation is very, very different. Alright, so get an R8 if you're okay with an R8 amongst these choices. But if you put aside the R8, if you're talking about the Audi S5 and the C43, I'm not sure which C43 you're talking about. If you're talking about the facelifted ones, go ahead. If it is pre-facelift, just don't flick it into sports mode, right? The 43 AMG is the pre-facelift one. You put it in sports mode, you try to drive smoothly, the car will just do this. Yeah, just shake you. Hi Bobby, I wonder if a new Civic 1.5 turbo is worth purchasing compared to a used. Now the thing is this, usually if you're okay with buying a used car, of course it's more worthwhile. Somebody has depreciated the cost off. But the problem here is that you chose the used car value king, Civic, which means it depreciated not a lot, which means you might as well buy a new one. Alright, next question. Hi Bobby, is the Polo 1.6 MPI a responsive engine compared to the 1.2 TSI? Well, a naturally aspirated engine will of course respond to you faster. It's just that after it responds, is it a good or bad response, right? Of course the 1.2 TSI will give you more push, but the transmission mated to the 1.2 TSI is not the most responsive. Alright? Hi Bobby, I think you are checking from Muda. You may need to add 1-2 years from the listed year. Now Muda is a website. They don't automatically reduce the year for you. It's the is the individual salesman or whatever, you know. So anyway, how long has this video run? I'm not sure. Maybe again too long. Hi Bobby, I'm planning to get a Jetta or a Civic. Which is better? Get the Civic. Get the Civic. After the Civic came out with the 1.5 turbo, right, there's no reason to get a Jetta anymore. Jetta used to be very proud that they can bully Honda Civics. You know, a lot of people who drive Honda Civics, especially the FB model, or FD, they like to modify with all the body kits, blah 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 blah, but at the end of the day it's still a 1.8 engine. They always get bullied by Jettas. Now they can't. Right? The Civic matches up to the Jetta in high speed cruising. Handling, Jetta might be sharper, but they drive differently after the facelift, softer. And then the Civic, just get the Civic. You get way better reliability, and it's a much larger car. It looks like a modern product. The Jetta looks the same as a 90s Volkswagen in terms of its interior. Yeah, alright. Hi Bobby, what if I put normal fluids into an Alpha 159? Thinking of getting an MK5 GTI as my first car? Or should I go with something a little less intimidating like a Satria Neo R3? Actually, amongst these three, right, just get the 159. I think the 159, as much as notorious, okay, you might not be able to get parts. Parts is the issue now with Alfa Romeos. MK5 GTI is also a bit hardcore. Satria Neo R3. So I'm assuming your budget is about, how much is Satria Neo R3? But the problem with Satria Neo listings are, whether it's R3 or not, people also put R3, so that's the problem. ringgit. Manual. Actually, the Satria Neo is a brilliant car. It looks beautiful. It's Asia's Ford Fiesta in a way. Yeah, if you get the Satria Neo R3, it's a brilliant first car, right? First of all, in the car community, a Satria Neo R3 has a higher rank than a Jetta. Yes, I kid you not. In the car community, it has a higher hierarchy in terms of car guyness, right? So yeah, go for the Satria Neo R3. It's a brilliant car, right? And you can immediately enjoy the car instead of worrying it. If it's your first car, I would assume you are young. I would assume you don't earn that much yet. There's a saying in Chinese, do not look down on young men. Of course, this is the old saying, so now we can say do not look down on young people. You won't know how they can change their fate in the next 2-3 years. Alright? I'm planning to get a W140 S3. W140 is the old dinosaur, right? The square boxy dinosaur, right? What do you think, Mr. Bobby? I think you're very, very courageous. Even though the car is like 8,000, 10,000 ringgit, but you're still very, very courageous. I don't think it's hard to buy parts for this car. For the price that this car is asking for now, 8-10K, you're getting a lot of car for very little money. And if the previous owner has been taking care of the car, yeah, why not, right? But it's 3.2, I don't know, man. A lot of these cars are so badly maintained and they are so complicated. A bit scary also. And the well-kept ones, like this guy here, he say he took care of his car really, really well. He's trying to sell for 70,000. Come on, man. I think 70,000 is overpriced, but I do think 8,000 ringgit is underpriced lah, huh? But You won't know what 3008 also got 3,800 ringgit. This guy just want to get rid of the car with some money and then that's it. Yeah, it's quite a baller car. There's one guy who drove a W140 with us all the way to Phuket last year, and the car looks baller, man. It looks badass, proper badass. So for 8,000 ringgit, that's the most badass you can get. Go for it. Salute. Is the new Peugeot 3008 a reliable car? I wouldn't call them Toyota reliable, but they are not a problematic car anymore. Alright? Hi Bobby, Honda Civic FD or Altis. FD lah. FD is brilliant way. And it's a 2010 Altis you're asking. So look at your profile picture. You look young, right, Isaac? Get the FD lah. Is it okay to purchase a Kalisa? Kalisa is brilliant. Kalisa handles so well. Please get the Kalisa. I love the Kalisa. Alright. Hi Bobby, I have 20k budget. Should I get a 2003 325i or a Camry 2.4 2005? Now, the 2005 Toyota Camry 2.4, 2005 I'm assuming the new one, not the last batch 2005, I'm assuming is the new 2005, the XV40. That is the best looking Camry ever, in my opinion. Beautiful car. And I sold my E34. I'm planning to get one of these above mentioned. You know what? 20k you can get E90. You don't have to go for an E46. Alright? You can get an E90. So go and look for E90s. Nego the fuck out of it. There are so many E90s out there. Some people are trying to sell 27,000, 26,000, blah blah blah. Just offer them 20. Alright? They say too low, you walk away. Alright? They would have largely paid off their car already. So for them, 26 or 20 is just a mindset problem. Alright? Go for the E90. Hi Bobby, enjoy your random videos. I'm sorry, I'm quite random. Now, is the Toyota 86 a good buy? I have a Honda City. Yes, go for the 86. Go for the 86. Just because it's a sports car doesn't mean it will be high maintenance. It is a low maintenance sports car. Go for it. Alright, fantastic car. And you will retain your resale value so well for the 86. Alright? Alright. Oh, hi Bobby. 508 1.6 turbo or the S60 T6. S60 T6 is way more reliable than the Peugeot 508. Way more reliable. Oh, replacement for your Honda Civic 1.5 turbo. Are you serious? You bought a Civic 1.5 turbo at 140,000 and now you want to change to see, the thing is this, both Peugeot, okay, the Peugeot 508 has a beautiful interior but not as usable as your Honda Civic interior. The Volvo S60 doesn't have a beautiful interior. He's talking about the 2016 version, but it's the T6 Drive E, the 2-liter 300 horsepower car. So in terms of horsepower, of course the S60 T6 Drive E is brilliant. It's a twin charge engine and reliable, but interior space is more or less the same as your Civic. Of course the seats are a lot more comfortable, but overall what you get out of it with the Peugeot is the luxurious interior. But no lah, the Peugeot, no lah, it's slower than your Civic. And then the S60 is a lot faster, but in terms of if you're someone who just drive normally, the S60 will be brilliant, right? You have all the safety features, you have the power, you have the comfort, blah 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 blah. Not very high maintenance. Of course higher than the Civic lah. And you feel like a proper upgrade when you open your door, close your door and all that. But if you're someone who also go on enthusiastic drives, I don't know about your age, but I can see you have a sport bike there, so you might be someone who will go on the mountain roads and drive and all that, right? The S60 is not as enjoyable to drive like that versus a Honda Civic. Alright? So I think you should broaden your choice. These two aren't the best choice. I'm not sure why you narrow down to these two. Maybe it's turbocharged, power, blah blah. But of course, 2016 is a very recent car. Same year as your Civic, I presume. And yeah, no problem. If you go and drive the S60 and then you like the drive, then go ahead. Go ahead. It's just that it's the kind that is more stable handling. You can go high speed 240, 250, you know, absolutely comfortable. Alright? Hi Bobby, I'm a Honda Civic FC owner. PS4, yes, it's very good. It's not the best tire, but it's really good. Is the MC6 on par with PS4? On the dry, what I heard, on the dry, yes. On the wet, no. Alright? But PS4 is quite a bit more expensive than the MC6. But there are a lot of other choices. If you're looking at the second tier tires, these are not top tier. Top tier, it will be PS4S. Right? And Continental have the Conti Extreme Contact. And your Civic FC. Civic FC should be 17 inch or 18. If it is 18, you still can get PS4, I think. Anyway, yeah, both are good tires. PS4, of course, is exceptional. MC6 is really good for the price, and there are a lot of other choices as well. Alright, so broaden your choice again. One tire that I'm really amazed with its performance versus price would be the Hankook S12 Evo or something like that. Amazing. Alright, Golf GTI versus a 330e for Toge. GTI lah. GTI. Toge, no lah. Hybrid, no lah. No lah. It's very powerful, it's very nice to drive as well, but no lah. Golf GTI, more exciting. There are other choices as well. I'm considering to buy a S5 B8 or a S5 B9. Huh? B8 or B9? Of course you go for the B9. Why go for the B8? If you can afford the B9, of course the B9. The B9 drives superior. The handling of the B8 generation Audi is very similar to the handling of the S60 Volvo. Very stable, front pulling kind of sensation, straight road, you know. When you turn the car, you will understeer, or it wants to push out, you know. It's a very stable kind of handling. The B9 is fun. The B9 is like the Alpha 159. It has a very fun front end. Like Volkswagens, right? Fun to drive. Recommendations on a 2014 Mazda 3 versus a Corolla Altis 2013. I may get bashing for a boring Corolla, but I do feel its reliability and perhaps comfort may outweigh. Yes, you're right, the reliability and comfort of it will outweigh the Mazda. Of course, the Mazda has the fantastic transmission and the engine, but if you're someone who just want a car to drive daily, you can go for the Altis. But if that's what you want, why not a Camry? In the used car market, you might be able to find a good deal of a Camry, because why? Again, the sheer number of Camrys out there. Alright? Hi Bobby, E39 or W210? Hello? Of course it's the E39. Alright? I think the video is a bit long now. What else? There's all the comments coming in already, alright? Okay, I covered that. Passat or Accord 2017, 2018, 120,000. Need for long-term 10-year Accord, no question. The 2017, 2018 Accord is brilliant. It's beautifully designed. It will last very long. Put it this way, the Accord is a more handsome Passat. If you think about it, 2017, 2018, right? The Accord, yeah, go for the Accord. Go for the Accord. If you need to drive the car long term for 10 years, Accord, bro, Accord. Alright? The Passat will implode on you. Alright, got it. Yep, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for all the questions. It's crazy to go through each of them one by one. And if you have any more questions, just drop in. And I'll try my best to catch up because I know it's very, very long. But treat it as a mama drinking session that we're just chatting. And again, I've done more than 1,000 car reviews in the past 3 years. If you like what you see, just if it's your first time here, you can go through my channel and look through them. And if you look at the description under my channel, that's all my team members. All of us have separate channels. All of us do different content. And then if you want to go to our Facebook, it's Horizon Malaysia. You can look down there. All the links are there as well. I'm not a lone ranger. We have a team. We have a Facebook page. We have our IG page and our website. So if you look through there, click around. And if you want to join the car community that we set up to help you do inspection, you can buy used extended car warranty and all that, join Evo Club. You can find the link below as well. Alright? Cheers, stay safe, and don't die because we need to drive. Cheers.